Professor Melanie Nipper and the University of Cincinnati have both proved themselves to be very disreputable and unprofessional at this point. The decision by the school to rescind this reprimand on Professor Nipper for failing me for saying the word biological to describe woman just goes to show that the school sets rules and policies, but you don't actually have to follow them because there won't be any consequences if you break the rules. And of course, Melanie Nipper is attempting to play the victim card in this situation, which is not shocking to me in the slightest because she's been pulling this card since the very beginning, claiming that it was very hard and she cried when she saw my video, even though I never said the name of the class, the school, or her name. She is the one who revealed her identity, and in doing so, she should have been prepared for the consequences of that. I have caused absolutely no harm and no threat to you by calling out the fact that you had very unjust and extreme actions, and they certainly have nothing to do with the color of my skin. It is not white supremacy to call out my professor for failing me for saying biological woman because of her own biases and personal agenda, and it is not white supremacy to call out the very true fact that a man will never be a woman and should not be competing in women's sports because that would be actively taking away women's rights and opportunities. It's extremely disappointing to see that there are women out there who are actually contributing to the erasure of themselves.
This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get your merch link in the description section. Get you one of these shirts. What would Trump do? We have a what would Reagan do? And we also have a shirt that says my pronouns are USA. Go on right now and get you one of those shirts. Links are in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notification anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel. Like this video, comment on this video. Let's get into this. I had to make a video. Somebody explain to me, what is our colleges and universities coming to that a young lady on a college project gets a 0 on a report because she used the term biological women? I don't understand how people who are educated, people who have a connected brainstem and that have functionality to think within the beautiful brain that God has given us, the powerful brain that God has given us, and you default to something stupid like trying to eliminate the term biological woman. Like you're in my opinion, if you're the type of person to take the position that there is no, objective reality, there is no, I guess, concept of two genders, then you are probably the most ignorant person on planet Earth. Because you're not only dumb enough to defy science, you're dumb enough to defy God as well, or vice versa. You're not only you're dumb enough to defy the God of this of the universe, you're dumb enough to defy science. Where do you stand if you don't believe in God or science? You're just making up stuff. There's two genders, XX, XY chromosomes. There's something called biology. When they go and dig up your bones, they're going to look at your biological makeup, and that's going to determine if you were XX or XY, a male or a female, if you were a king or a queen in that particular dispensation of time.
Well, a University of Cincinnati student is claiming she received a 0 grade for using the term biological woman in a paper about transgender athletes competing in women's sports. Olivia Kroll went viral on social media after posting a video about her failing grade. Now, she claims her professor told her using the term biological woman was exclusionary. Olivia joins us this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Great to have you, Olivia. So help me to understand, were you made aware of the terms you were and were not allowed to use on this assignment before you submitted it, or when you received the feedback and were docked all of those points for using the term biological woman, was that a complete surprise to you?
It was a complete surprise to me, and then after it happened, I checked the syllabus and all of the rubrics, and there was nothing on there about what term I could or could not use.
And you never heard that in class?
No.
Very interesting. So after receiving a 0, what compelled you to post the results on social media? You've got 2.5 million views. What were you hoping to accomplish?
Honestly, at the time, I had such a small fan base, such a small following. I didn't expect anything to come from it. And then I was very shocked when I saw there were like thousands upon thousands of views.
Interesting. So in terms of moving forward, the university's gender equality office has agreed to have a different professor regrade your work. Have you received any updates on that?
Yes, I had a meeting yesterday morning where another professor has been assigned to grade my work, and then a file is being created to send to the dean with all my complaints and information.
Okay, and we do have a statement from the school that we'd like to put up right now. It says this matter is continuing to be reviewed by the university through our established policies and processes. Do you feel this is being handled the right way?
I don't know if the school is actually going to end up doing anything about it. It took them 2 weeks to even get someone to have a meeting with me, so obviously it's not a very important issue for them.
So, Olivia, do you think the content of your paper, you were talking about transgender athletes being involved in women's sports and some of your concerns. Can you outline what your paper was talking about, what those concerns were, and do you think that that had any impact on your grade here?
Yeah, for sure. My project was about the history of the rights and opportunities that women have had throughout time in athletics specifically. And a small portion of my project touched on the fact that these rights are being affected by allowing transgender athletes to compete in biological women's sports. And I definitely think that if I were pro transgenders in women's sports, then there would not have been an issue.
All right. And was that anything that was ever mentioned from the teacher specifically, or was that issue not addressed in any way?
I don't think that issue ever came up in class, like in one of our discussions. But since the project was just about feminism, it obviously lines up with, well, what's considered TERF ideology to my teacher.
The professor tells her that she had a solid proposal. It was great. Everything was good about it, but gave her a flat out 0 because she used the term biological women, a biological woman. I just do not understand how people cannot have an open and honest dialogue about these things. It is not absolute, in my opinion, for people on the trans side to say it is an absolute fact that because I have a mental illness and because I have gender dysphoria, that it becomes an absolute fact that I am what I think I am in my mind. That's not an absolute fact. That's an opinion. And there's a concept or a term scientifically for this, and it's called a dysphoria. That means you are not connecting with what reality is. Reality is that you are a man with male genitalia. You are born a man. You're biologically a man. Now your dysphoria is conflating how a part of you feel versus what you naturally are. And this is what I don't understand with a lot of these people that do this. What is a woman? If you are saying that the DNA doesn't make a woman, if you're saying that the chromosomes is not what make a woman, if you're saying that the reproductive organs are not what makes a woman, then what are you actually turning into? If you are a man and you're saying you are a woman, but you can't even describe what attributes make up a woman, you are delusional at best. And people say, well, a woman is whoever thinks you're a woman. But what are you thinking to be? That's like I'm saying, I believe I am a 3-headed unicorn. Well, it's okay that I say that, but what does it mean to be a 3-headed unicorn? Do I actually have to have 3 heads? Do I actually have to have a ornament of some sort, a horn coming out of the top of my head? Or can I have 2 instead of 1 and still be a unicorn? Like, what are you actually describing? Let me just give you an example of another idea with this. You say, I am a lion. Okay, what does it mean to be a lion? Okay, you are of this species. You are of the cat lineage. And this is the particular cat, this is particular DNA, this is the particular stripes, this is the environment, this is all of the above that's associated with the lion. So when you say I identify as a lion, you said I'm identifying biologically with this thing here. And now they want you to believe when you say I'm identifying as a woman, I'm identifying with an obscured, unattainable, unrational viewpoint of something that I don't even know what exists, or I don't even know that it actually exists. And then they go on into the point of delusion. In my opinion, let's be honest, A man is saying that I am identifying as a woman being a woman who can give birth, who have reproductive organs, a person who has particular chromosomes. That's what you're actually saying you identify as. Because it's biologically impossible for you to turn that into a reality, now you have to obscure what a woman really is. And you have to reduce a woman to having a dress and makeup. And you're saying biological makeup and reproductive organs don't make a woman, but makeup and a dress and high heels is what actually make a woman. That is lunatic. That's lunacy to me. And these people go with it. This teacher should be ashamed of herself for giving such a grade in what we was considered to be an institution of open dialogue. People should be able to confront each other with ideas in the marketplace of education. People should not be thwarted if they have a difference of opinion. They should just be able to articulate the reasoning for the difference of an opinion, not be shunned for an opinion that doesn't vibe or that actually disproves the opinions of the professor or the majority. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I done said enough. I'll see you on the next video. Y'all gonna get you some of these shirts. Y'all already know what to do. I'm out.